fẹ́ sọ kí ni pé poultry ìfẹ́ ti pé ó dá jẹ́ olóòótọ́ ẹ̀ tí mo wà àwọn bàbá kan olú bàbá olóòótọ́ ìrìn àṣẹ ìbí tí máa ti bá yẹn ṣàjẹ fíìdì metrovex ní kẹ́ mọ́ lò wọ́n ní ó dá kò bá ẹ̀ problem tó lọ bá wọn pé wọ́n á ṣàlàyé fún ẹ. bí mo ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ló ra pàṣẹ ní everywhere ọ̀dọ̀ mo ti nílà máa ń torí wípé wọ́n jẹ́ olóòótọ́ sí iṣẹ́ wọn wọ́n sọ pé àìlè ṣíìpù jẹ́ kí n rà rárá o tó wá dẹ̀ ní problem tó bá pè wọ́n lójú ẹsẹ̀ wọ́n á dá ẹ lóhùn ìgbẹ́yìn kejì tó tún máa ń bẹ́ẹ̀ wípé tó bá tọ́ ẹ sọ́nà tó bá tẹ̀lé ìlànà yẹn wà á kàn rí pé wọ́n á mọ̀ rò lálùgbé Charlie yẹn náà nìkan ló ń ṣe ó ti ra jí. Great farmer, no farmer. Now the time has. Please, I need some ushers here. Questions? Dr. Alok, please, attention to this. Understanding poultry disease and treatment. We have some people that have questions as well.
We have 3 hands, 4, 5, 6.
For that topic, understanding poultry disease and treatment. Understanding poultry disease.
We'll take it again, please.
Okay, all the questions, please. If you have questions, okay. Let's have the numbers. People for you, our guys very much.
Okay, I start from the front here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Are you counted?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry that it's let me say how I spend them years. I give them real certain goods before when I start giving them about this and
Thank you, sir. Please, because of our time, please kindly write down your question. Come on, collect it.
Said, yes, he said, dosage when we told him the dosage that was applied, and he said we should increase it. So I want to ask, is it okay? Or not say we should use the correct dosage? Then there is this thing you said about birds building resistance towards the drug given to them. So I want to ask, in this regard, does that mean, because it's already been shared, that those farmers they wouldn't use any antibiotics for them again? That does not mean when the dosage is being increased, like the man said, does that mean any antibiotics will not be, use it or not be working for those birds again. Thank you.
Oxted. For CRD that will treat, there are two things that causes CRD. One may not respond very well, so we vary antibiotics many times. Then, when it comes to even the Lasota and things like that, we also vary, at least CRD treatment, we vary with oil-based many times. Because one will go in through the mucosa, I don't know, they will ask you if it is not beyond. They will ask you if it is not beyond their capacity, then they will refer you to us. Because we believe something. It's not just about doing it's about doing it right.
This artificial pen must up to how many meters? Another question here, 7% interest, is it monthly or for the whole time? My turkeys laid eggs, but they don't hatch. Then what is the reason?
Somebody has for proper pain direction, and he also has, should we be giving them antibiotics every month? Another question, please can we always use vitamin while using antibiotics? And can vitamin be used all days? Please, I want this person to help me. It is possible to have poultry farm inside, is it deep-in farm or what? Okay, inside piggery farm. Is it possible to have poultry farm inside piggery farm? That is integrated farm, Abi? Okay. Rodent white bag spread disease in poultry. What is the way out to eliminate them, despite the fact the more we try to remove them, they become surplus? The bags around 4, is it 4? Please, I want to have, and capacity be kept in a open space or close up space. Please don't know that question. Please don't know of that question so that you can ask from us. Okay. Okay. Please, she wants to answer some of those questions.
Thank you for the question. What is withdrawal period? Withdrawal period is what, let me put it this way, in white country, that is, it is advocated that there be a withdrawal period. The reason being that that is a time wherein whatever poultry, okay, if you have given antibiotics, majorly we're talking about antibiotics now. If you have given these drugs to your birds, they expect that whatever milk, that is, it is, we're talking goats, cattle. For egg, for poultry now, we're talking eggs, or even broiler chicken now. Those times, there is, okay, let me use that. I want to be a bit practical. If you have noticed that when a woman is breastfeeding, if you, on the drugs they write, there's a particular drug not good for people that are pregnant, not good for babies and things like that. They expect that for that time you don't breastfeed until your organs, your liver, your kidney has excreted the drugs out of your system. So they are saying there's a period of normally maybe like between 3 to 5 days or 7 days that the organs of your time, those drugs are still in their system. If you now eat them, they believe there's a way the for example, for your birds for a long time, and you keep taking a little bit of it, by the time maybe you have diarrhea, the time you go and take it to cycling, it may not work. That's why they're saying a withdrawal period. And that was why I said briefly then, it's a bit difficult for us here to throw away your eggs for 5 days. So it's a bit difficult. So in Nigeria, there are a lot of things that they are the normal that we have created. But it's not really normal.
That's why
it's difficult. Yeah. Then what do we do when we have egg gluts? That's a very practical question for us farmers. What we did, let me give you a practical example of what happened. There was a time we had, during avian influenza. By the way, Metrobet Culture Limited was the first, we were the ones that diagnosed that in Ekiti State then. We diagnosed at a farm, I think along the Kere Road, it was a breeder farm. You know, there was a serious egg glut, and that time we had just about 200 birds or something like that. You can imagine how, even with 200 birds, we're not getting to sell. What we did with, I don't know how many crates per day, we would tell you buy. It was one-on-one. But over time we discovered that as our birds increased, it will no longer work. So we sat down and we looked at ourselves. What should we do? Let me give you a few tips. Number one, always make sure you have more than enough customers for your eggs. So that by the time there is glut, whosoever can pick 100 that you are giving 60 or 50 will be able to take more. Then never ever have maybe 2 or 3 customers for your eggs, especially if you are producing relative number. Make sure you have as many customers as possible. Then number 2, never do it in a way that anybody that comes get eggs. No, have registered customers that are registered to your farm, that they cannot go elsewhere to buy eggs, because when egg is hot, you reserve it for them. If you're going to increase price of egg, you will discuss together. That is, if they are selling eggs, maybe 6.2, and they are like, you may sit down, okay, maybe 6.1. You understand, because they will buy it. But when it is glut, they dare not go elsewhere to and tell you there is no eggs. That's what we do. For our own, if you do not buy eggs during glut, you are gone forever. Yes, you are gone forever. Because we tell them egg sales is serious business. So that is some of the things we do. So you will sit down and look at what works for you. Then, my turkeys laid eggs, but they don't hatch them. What is the reason? Number one question I will have to ask: are the eggs fertilized? if they are fertilized. Let me tell you something about turkeys. Turkeys are not good mothers. They are not like chickens. So what we often advise people is, if you have local chicken, take your eggs and put under them. Some people like to take it to hatcheries around to help them, but what we discovered then was that if you take 40 eggs to Ibadan to go and hatch, you may come back with 7. Yes. So we often tell them, if you have local chicken, or go and buy local chicken, remove the fertilized eggs, give it to the local chicken with the eggs, it will hatch it for you. That's the simple. Then, can we use vitamin while using antibiotics, and can vitamin be used all day? There are some antibiotics that are better used without multivitamin. Yes, you can use some, but it's not all. Then can vitamins be used all day? It will be a waste of money. You understand? We prescribe normally if your birds are okay, if they are no stress, 2 or 3 times a week is okay. But if they are stressed, give them multivitamin. Then for a learner that like to start, please, how many birds is best to start with, especially the one that is laying eggs? There are no hard and fast rule about this. You will work based on what you have. It is the money that you have on hand, your space that you want to put them. Those are the things that matter most than the number. I've seen people come to me that they want to start with 5,000. They actually had the money. But I often tell them, why don't we start maybe with 1,000 or less? Learn the ropes. Because if you make mistake, if it is costly, you can lose all. But when you learn with small, then by the time you're doing it next time, you're more conversant with it. Dr. Allo?
Great farmers, all protocols duly observed. Let me thank you once again for coming. The first question here that I have, rodents and wild birds spread disease in poultry. What is the way out to eliminate them, despite the fact that the more we kill them, the more they become surplus? Yes. It's a challenge, as I usually say it. And the better you are at it, the better farmer you are. You are supposed to screen your farm against wild birds. I was in the farm a few days ago, and after screening all the whatever, an attendant just opened the door. It has made all the effort useless. When you open the door, while the whole house is screened, the birds can still come in through the door. So it is something that you have to be conscious and deliberately do. Screen out wild birds. All over the world, wild birds, they are the ones that spread avian influenza. Some wild birds come here that they have been located in America. They come all the way, they tag them, and they find out they just come through the Mediterranean, whatever, they find their way to Nigeria. So you don't have any option, screen them out. Concerning rats, you can use cats. We use cats very well. In fact, these days now they use cats in supermarket. So why can't you use it in the farm? So I think that addresses that. Difference possible of poultry farm inside piggery. Capital no. No poultry farm inside piggery. Daddy, I will give you. Let me just finish that.
Praise the Lord. Yes, like the doctor said, it's all right. But for me, Mama ní ká má máa fagbá sọ mi ò gbọ́ English ọ̀hún gan. Now, nǹkan tí mo máa ń ṣe ni pé màá ra toxin. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, mo bá ti rà á máa wá trace, wàá kó feed yẹn sínú tray. Wàá mú toxin yẹn, wàá mix ẹ̀ mọ́. Ó máa gbé sí àwọn ibi tí àwọn adìyẹ wọn ò bá lè dé. Bọ́lọ́tírì lè àwọn èkúté á wá, wọ́n á dẹ̀ jẹ́, and they will all die. have eliminated more than 1,000 ekute in my
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. It's just that actually we found out that with time, the rats, they also become wise and they start avoiding infostocin. So that is why that's the limitation of that method. But it works actually, especially when they are very massive. You can eliminate more than 50% by the use of infostocin. But over time, they communicate to don't go to that place. But hygiene is key. Hygiene is key. Then don't allow your feed to litter all the place. Then have a clean area just around your poultry. They don't like that kind of environment. So that is it about cat. But we found out that people that even use cats, we found out the cats eventually find your poultry sweeter than the rats. So it becomes a problem too. You can eliminate those ones and get a fresh batch of cats. I think we do that often. Then poultry inside piggery is capital no. But if you have a very big expanse of land, you can demarcate and have a section for poultry and another section for piggery. But building a poultry pen very close to your poultry pen is very complicated. There are some diseases that pigs will send, transmit to poultry that will not affect the pigs. As you know, pigs are very rugged. So I think, sometimes you have to tame your ambition and your, greed as a farmer. It will make you avoid a lot of problems. Then, proper pen direction. Yes, it is east-west, west-east, the longitudinal, axis of the poultry. If you want to build your poultry house, you can just you can get in touch with us at no cost. We will direct you, because sometimes it can be funny, locating. Not that when you have built the house, you now start. You see, when it comes to heat stress, the direction of the house works better than multivitamin during hot weather. If you got it right, it will work better than multivitamin. Multivitamin is just a palliative. Yes. Then Daddy asked about using Lasota to layers preceded by anti-CRD. It's still valid. It's just that, with this onset of AMR, antimicrobial resistance, we try to reduce use of antibiotics to BRS minimum by vaccinating. Now we have E. coli vaccine. Now we have CRD vaccine. So when you are vaccinated, the need for antibiotics comes down. I can assure you, in 5-10 years' time, all over the world, there's a metric they are using. They are reducing the quantity of antibiotics used, even by human beings, not to talk about animals. So that is the goal. So you still vaccinate Daddy as usual. Even we have a vaccine that, because you find out when you use Lasota, your production comes down. We have a vaccine that better handles that avenue, which does not make the production to drastically come down like Lasota that you usually use. There are many times you intersperse it with oil-based. Oil-based, does not, it's just a pain, but it does not create septicemia that drops your production. Then, sorry, I have to add that the scare about withdrawal period, not all drugs have problems with withdrawal period. Not all antibiotics. Some antibiotics are not so elaborated into the egg or into the muscles. Do you understand? So it is the instruction on the label that will guide us. So not all antibiotics, you can use some antibiotics, something like Oxytet, you can use many of these antibiotics without any worry about withdrawal period. Then I think that's all I have before me. Thank you very much.
Distance between two pen must be up to how many meters?
Still talking.
Yes.
Maybe more recording.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a very important question, and I thank the person that asked this. You see, these are some of the mistakes we make as poultry farmers. Stocking density. Stocking density can determine as much as 10% in your production. The same thing with broilers. You find out sometimes your broilers just don't eat. They refuse to eat if the stress is high. If they are stressed, they will not eat, especially during the day. You now find out what they will now do at night. They will not, because the temperature is cooler. The way we are here now, because we are very stuffed up here, you are not as comfortable if it were half of us that are here. You know, you have more comfort. And so, in fact, I had to tell the person to let the AC be working while even the place is open. That is the same thing with chickens. They enjoy comfort too. In fact, for people that have money, some people give them AC as long as they will make them recoup their investment. So when you are building your pen, minimum of 20 to 30 meters between two pens. But there's no hard and fast rule about it. If the pen is not so big, then that length, that distance can also reduce accordingly. Some people think if you make the house wider, it is better for them. It is not. If the house is too wide, air becomes trapped inside the house and the ventilation becomes worse. So you have a distance of 20 to 30 meters between your houses. So when you want to do serious poultry, you don't start talking about plots. Plots will not take you anywhere. You need a bigger, area of land. Then even the stocking in the cages, I've had to prescribe even stocking 2 beds instead of 3 inside those cubicles. Because the people that manufacture the cages, they want to attract you that it will take 200 when actually the beds are more comfortable with 150 or 160. So it is for you. You know when your chickens are good, when they are okay. You can feel it. A good farmer knows. So there's no hard and fast rule about it. If ventilation is good around the place, you can imagine building a house at the back of your house. You can't compare the ventilation in that place to what you have inside the bush, where ventilation is so good and so on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So I'll take all the questions because I need to go, please. The first one is 7% interest rate. Is it monthly or for a okay? Is annual 7% per annum payable monthly? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's annual but payable monthly. It depends on the number of days in a month. There is 28, there's 30, there's 31. So once you calculate it, even once the loan is approved, there is going to be an amortization which will be given to each customer. You understand what I'm saying? So it will now state whatever, but it's annual payable monthly. So that's it. This one says, I noticed that most women have great passion for poultry farming, but the capital is not available to start up. Please, how can be, like I said, this one that I'm even talking about, like I said, Glow, is guaranteed loan for women, strictly for women. So if you have that passion or is a business you've been doing, just come around. But the point there is, like I said, we will not do startup. It's risky. It's not even good for you to use a loan to start a business, like I said. But if you come, we can look at that and see what we can do. I think this one is also, it said, what is the interest rate for the loan? 7%. For this guaranteed loan for women. But for BOI loan, it's 13%. 13. So then duration for the loan, it depends on the loan amount. If it's micro loan, it's 3 years with 3 to 6 months moratorium. Moratorium is a grace period. But if it's more than 10 million, we can be doing up to 4-5 years. Do you understand what I'm saying? Please, for a loan between 1 and 10 million, the tenor is up to 3 years with 3 to 6 months moratorium. Moratorium is a grace period. But if it's more than 10 million, you can be looking at either 4 to 5 years. Duration for the payment, like I said, it depends on the tenor. Mode of repayment, what we always do is, once the loan is approved, there is some banks that we partner with, or we do quick teller. You download it on your phone. You can pay anywhere, just down in your comfort zone, do the transfer to each account immediately. The BI man did not mention funding archery. And looking at it, there is no single archery in exit. Yes, these are basically equipment. This is what even BOI will be willing. If you have the capacity, if you have gotten a land, archery requires so many things, because it's not a place where, like you mentioned, it's not a place you can just walk in and be, you need to get a special place, you understand, that fits in whatever. You just come to us. It's equipment that we're going to finance now, but it's required equipment. So that equipment that is required depends on the capacity, maybe 100 per day, 200 and whatever. So once you come to us, it's something we can look at if you have the capacity to do. He said, what is the duration for the loan for women? Same thing, 3 years, 4 years, depending on the loan amount. Yes, he said, please, we need website for registration for BI loan online. I've said it now, www.boi.ng/glow for women. But for other loans, yes, they're online, but you can easily just come in. You know our office now? Okay, our office is at old CBN office, adjacent FIRS. We share the same compound with Civil Service Commission, yes. That's. My question is about loan repayment. I think I've said it. The loan repayment are we to return yearly? Yes. Like I said, is yearly but payable monthly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir, please, before you go, some farmers requested for your phone number. I don't know how convenient is it for you. Will you be able to give it to them? Or they should come and meet us?
I think it's better.
If you want to access this loan, come to Metrovert. I can give you my phone number. Should I give my phone number? Yes. My phone number is 00 66 25 78 60. So you can contact me, okay?
Yeah. Yes. Apologies, please. It's not that I don't want to give my phone number, but you guys know how it is. But I want to assure you, Metrovert, I was even happy when I was hearing those testimonies, you understand? That is why I always want to partner with Metrovert. We are, they are, what will I call them now? a customer in view, Abi. What would I? Because we are still processing their request. You understand? So please, we are going to do more with them. You understand? So that they can be of benefit to others. Baba was just saying something to me now that we should fund mental vet so that they can finance archery, so that they can be supplying. This is something we can. This is something we can do, and we are going to take it one step at a time. It's just that there are some issues, but we pray that we are going to pass through them. So thank you very much, sir. We will partner with you. Like I said, we will continue to do whatever we do to ensure that fund comes out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ashagu. Thank you for giving us your time. Please, can we appreciate him once again? He's a very busy man, but he needed to honor our invitation. We will appreciate you. Please, okay, my phone number again, 00 66 25 7860. That was my name. Yes, you can check through the flyer. My phone number is here. 0066257860. So please let me quickly move to our questions. Please let us attend to these questions. We have a lot of questions here. Number 1, question 6. How safe is drug residue in bags and eggs for human consumption? Please, I hope you are taking notes, my guys. How safe is drug residue in bags and eggs for human consumption? Okay. I'll be giving one after the other. Okay. I have a question here. Said, can we use Kumboro and Lasota together? Farmers in the house. No. Okay, so I don't need to stress my organ. It is not possible. You can't combine it together. When we have a day-old chicks, when should we start using calcium for our bags? I mean broilers. Can we combine organic and inorganic treatment for our bags? When our bags are shitting green poo-poo, bloody or white, what causes it and remedy? When administering medication to our bags through drinking water, should the medication be available for full 24 hours each day, or if the bags finish the medicated water